to whoop or not to whoop your kids? That is the question for today's vlog. Hugs and hugs, everybody. As you all know, I am Shante M. King, and for those who do not know me, I am Shante M. King, aka Embrace. That's capital M, capital B, Race. And I am here for another smashing video. No, I'm just kidding. I'm always saying I'm just kidding, but for real, I just want to know, do you whip your kids? I know that the laws have changed over the years, and I've known, well, not personally known, but I have seen some parents go to jail over their kids. Now, I'm not saying beating is um, shouldn't be happening, but actually, no, beating should never happen. Let me just put that out there. Beating should never happen. Never. Never, 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 never. Now, spanking, whooping, tearing that butt up, yeah, that should be happening. I mean, come on now. Y'all know if you don't do it, somebody else is going to do it. And when they grow up and they lack discipline and they lack respect for authority, they tend to get in trouble with authority. And you know you don't want authority disciplining your children, even as adults, because a lot of times that turns out to be very ugly. But anyway, all this is to see, what do you do for discipline? Do you talk to your kid? Do you spank your kid? Do you pop your kid? Do you punish your kid? Do they have to sit in time out? Do you count to three? And if they don't do something, you gonna do something. Or maybe you don't do something. I mean, what is it? I know for me, I used to get my butt tore up. I done got beat with belts, with switches, with a cane, a shoe, a fist, a comb, a brush. I mean, an umbrella. What else? I don't know, but it was obviously necessary. And if I didn't get those spankings, I probably would be worse off than now. Now, I done made my share of mistakes and I make my share of mistakes, but imagine if I didn't have any discipline in my life. Oh, Jesus, help me. Now, I'm not condoning all the different methods of, or the different weapons. That's what I should say. I don't condone all the different weapons of war when it comes to whooping that tail. But I do believe in disciplining your child. That doesn't always mean beating them. Or well, let me just rephrase that. Never beat them. That doesn't always mean you have to spank them. You can talk to them, but if you're old school, you're gonna get a whooping. You know, your kid's gonna get a whooping. If you're a millennial and you are kind of like in my age range, which I shall not say, you might even have some old school mentality, so you still might spank your kids. Now, those super millennials who just believe in do whatever you want, raise yourself how you want, make your own choices. Now, it's one thing to make your own choices, and it's one thing to be raised up. Like, as a parent, we are supposed to raise up our children, right? Now, we are not going to be perfect. We're not going to always do the right thing. We are going to make mistakes as parents. Kids, listen, okay? If you're watching, know that your parents are going to make mistakes. You cannot fault them for every little thing they do as in the process of raising you up, because guess what? We don't have a manual for that. The only manual that, well, we have the Bible, you know, and it tells us to discipline y'all tails. You feel me? I mean, I'm just saying. But we don't have like if you get some type of electronic device, which all of you are probably familiar with, you're going to have directions or instructions in the box, a manual or something, even though we probably don't look at it because we're just, you know, we're smart enough to figure it out. But we don't get one as parents. Our parents don't have a manual to tell us this is how you do it. It's just not. So please, if you have to forgive your parents right now, don't hold grudges. Forgive them, for they know not what they do. No, seriously though, we do make mistakes as parents. But kids need to be disciplined. Now, one thing I will say is the younger they are when you start disciplining them, the better. Oh my gosh. You cannot wait until they are much older and call yourself disciplining them, because at that point they have not probably gained the respect that you would expect them to have gained. Now, I have a cousin who was pregnant the same time I was. She was pregnant with twins. And she used to pop the mess out of her kids, like when they were little. I'm talking little. And I mean, they were walking, but I mean, it was for their own good, of course. And now she wasn't beating them. I mean, it's just like a pop, popping them, popping them. I used to be like, dang, she popping her kids a lot. But guess what? She don't have to whoop them that much today, I don't think. But I'm just saying, they're very respectful children. And, they got it at a young age. So as they get older, they already know better. And they probably don't even remember them little pops. You feel me? All I'm saying is, once again, you might need to start early. If you haven't, if you're a new parent, even if you are a continuing parent, we live and we learn, right? Because I have to learn myself. I've been called a softie since Jayla was born. I've been called a softie. I probably still am being called a softie when it comes to my child. But I don't have a manual. I'm doing the best that I can. You feel me? But I mean, she probably needed a little bit more whoopings than she got, but we ain't gonna put that out there like that. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, she's a good kid. I have a good kid. I really, really do. She's a good girl, and I am grateful to have such a good girl. She did not get into as much trouble as I did. I think that partly was because I had siblings. I think siblings tend to get you in trouble too. Like when you're younger, I mean. I'm not saying, Mom, that high school they made me do anything wrong, but I'm saying growing up, I think they had something to do with it. Anyways, I'm joking, by the way. But anyway, I would love for you to share some of your horrendous, horrific, terrifying stories in the comments below about how you got whooped, what you got whooped with, if you got whoopings at all, if you have better suggestions. I mean, because, hey, whooping is not always that's not, the end of all. So there's plenty of ways you can talk to your children. I know I've talked to my child a lot. I know she's tired of hearing me talk, but you can talk to your kids. I mean, you need to. We need to have dialogue with our children. Now, I don't mean talking while you whooping. I said don't do that no more. What did I? Like, I used to get that kind of talk. And I mean, most people probably did. But I did talk. It's funny now. It wasn't funny then, of course. And a lot of times, when I say back in the day, I mean like anywhere before the 90s, shoot, maybe even in the 90s, parents didn't have, well, not parents as in all, but a lot of parents did not have a lot of open dialogue with kids as it relates to life, in a sense. Like, what I'm trying to say is, a lot of times kids just didn't have opinions. Like, they couldn't speak their mind, not being disrespectful now. Like, there's a such thing as speaking your mind without being disrespectful. But I mean, we just didn't have a voice for the most part. Like, it's like, you're a kid, stay in a kid's place, shut your mouth. You know what I'm saying? That's what it was. If you grew up like that, hit the like button, because I feel you. But anyways, in the comments below, if you can just, and I know it might be funny for some people, because it's funny to me now, like now that I'm older, but at the time it wasn't funny. But just kind of list some of those things that mama used to whip you with, that daddy used to whip you with: a extension cord, an extension cord, a belt, an umbrella, I mean, whatever it was. Just knock it on down there, smack it on down there in the comment section down below. You have to scroll all the way down. Or just some suggestions for parents out there who are having issues with disciplining their children. Maybe they just don't know how, or they've gotten to a point where they feel like it's kind of too late, like they've lost kind of respect from their children. If you have suggestions, please comment, because we want parents and children to have great relationships. It is so important. I know that it takes two to tango when it becomes like an adult relationship between parent and child. But at the end of the day, hearing from other people and their experiences always helps. So we overcome by each other's situations, stories, testimonies, however you want to say it. But we overcome by that. So if you would help us out, help me out. I'm still parenting. I'm still raising a child. I need help, okay? When it comes to discipline. So anyway, all that being said, to beat or not to beat your kids. Leave me some comments below, subscribe, like, maybe. I mean, you might not agree with it, and that's okay. You don't have to agree with it. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not telling you to beat your kids, not at all. But all in all, I only share love. Love, love, love. That is the whole key to all of the discipline, is doing it in love, because you want to see your people succeed, your kids succeed. You want to see them go further than you did. You want them to be prosperous and achieve all of their goals and their dreams, and so that's the main thing. Hugs and hugs today and forevermore. You already know, from Embrace, capital M, capital B, Race. Mwah.